What's up guys, Monkey here, and today I'm gonna bring you another video about Apex Legends. So it's been kind of a hit lately to play Apex Legends, and yours truly hasn't been any different. Since the start of Apex Legends I've already played like 100 hours, so I have no idea, I lost count. In the first 3 days I played roughly around 30 hours, but that's not the point. Today I'm gonna bring you a video on how to play with a certain character, and I've seen, or at least I've seen the thumbnails of other YouTubers talking about you gotta play it this way or you gotta play it that way with a certain character. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna give you some possible playstyles on how to play with certain characters, and I'm not gonna do it for each individual character. I'm gonna do it based on the classes, and today I'm gonna bring you the class of Tracker. And since there's only one character as a tracker, that's my Bloodhound, Bloodhounder. I'm gonna talk about him today. So Bloodhound, god damn, he's a monster, and you all know it. You all seen the memes where people run away or make certain gifs where people are shitting themselves when they hear, "Oh Father, give me sight." Yeah, I'm not like that. I rarely use Eye of the All-Father, and I'm gonna talk about it in a minute, but there's certain playstyles you can play with Bloodhound, and this can be the case for any character basically. But with Bloodhound, I play in a specific way. I usually go in quite aggressive, and that's usually my playstyle in all games based with shooters, but with Bloodhound you can actually accomplish a lot more if you play aggressive. For instance, you can use the Eye of the Allfather. Like I said, I rarely use it, but it's a good tactical advantage to know where your enemies are, or at least where they've been when you did it. I rarely use it because it makes no sense. He's a tracker slash hunter, and in the wild, if you use that in the wild, animals would have known you're there. And basically, if you're a tracker or a hunter, you don't want to expose your position, and that's basically what you do when you use Eye of the Allfather. So that's basically why I don't use it. Like, I rarely use it. Maybe I use it once every 15 matches, and even then it's basically for fun. But the only time I can see an advantage with using that tactical is when it's in endgame and you know that the enemy team or the enemy person is hiding somewhere. You know where they've been, but you don't exactly know where they are. So that's when you can use it. That's basically when I use it, and even then I rarely use it. How I play with Bloodhound is basically, if I see somebody and I know I can take them and I don't see his teammates or anything, I'll just charge at the person. If I see 2 or more people, I basically just use his ultimate, Beast of the Hunt. Like for real, Beast of the Hunt. That's the one that didn't get any gifts or memes or anything. Like for real, when I hear, basically when I'm not Bloodhound and I hear "I bathe in the blood," I know it can go 2 ways. I'm either gonna die, or I either get a lucky shot and kill the bastard. That's basically how I play. When I see 2 people or more and I use the skill, I usually flank. So that's the best way. I hope that my teammates are clever enough to know that I'm using my skill, so I'm gonna flank them while they're shooting, or at least covering fire for me. And that's basically how I play with Bloodhound, because that's, in my opinion, that's the best way to play with them. You can actually see where enemies have been, so you can easily track them while they're too focused on your teammates. If you don't have any teammates, and it's another story. Basically, you just gotta be good at shooting or good at luring the enemies outside. And basically what I do then is I'll use the skill very close to them so they get drowned out, and you just go for the single ones. Just like in the wild, you gotta separate the lonely from the hurt, or the single one from the hurt. So that's basically what I do, because usually when you face enemies, they're either gonna be out in the open or they're gonna be in a building. If you can separate the ones from inside the building and get one outside, you can easily kill them. and his teammates will either go after him and try to revive him, or they'll just think, hey, fuck that bastard. He went outside, he's dead, and basically you can kill him then. And hopefully, if you had no armor left, for instance, you can take his armor and go for the offense again and try to attack the other people in the inside the building. So yeah, that's basically what I do when I'm alone. And this is the offensive playstyle you can maintain with Bloodhound. Another way is to play defensive with Bloodhound, and your first thought will be, what? You can play defensive in this game? Yes, you can actually play defensive in this game. So playing defensive with Bloodhound entails that you use your tactical or your ultimate to your advantage, and yeah, that's basically what you gotta do in this game, but let me explain. Just like I said in the beginning with the memes and the gifs that people are afraid of Bloodhound, you can actually use that to your advantage. Instead of going after the people inside a building or in an open place, but this is more practical for people hiding in buildings, you can actually use your tactical so that people actually know that you're there, and they will either come out or they will still be inside the building. So if you're with a team, hopefully you're with a team, you can actually just spam it. So not spam it the whole time, but it takes 20 or 30 seconds to recharge or something, I have no idea. But basically you stay in the same spot around the building, and you just use the Eye of the Allfather, and your teammates go inside by any way that they can, either through the roof or downstairs. But basically you're giving yourself away so that your team can actually infiltrate the building. So that's basically how you play defensive with him. And in the open, yeah, it's not really that adventurous. Adventurous? Is that even a word? I have no idea, but you know what I mean. But yeah, this basically only works for inside buildings or inside dense brush. So yeah, that's how you play defensive with him. So yeah, just to wrap this up, gonna give you some tips on how to play with Bloodhound. First, don't use Eye of the Allfather when you don't know if there are specific people inside a building. Like, don't do that. You're gonna give your team's location away to enemies who are either inside the building or are looking at you, or know that there are people somewhere around that vicinity where you're at. So basically don't do that. Another thing is to don't use the Eye of the Allfather when you're next to an enemy. Seriously, I've seen people do that. Like right next to an enemy, and they didn't even know that the enemy was there, and I'm like, what the fuck? And they start shooting at the after image of that enemy, because they thought, what? How did I miss him? They start shooting at nothing and they get killed. And I'm like, what the fuck did just happen? Yeah, sometimes I just don't shoot to see what my teammates are up to. So yeah, I'm kind of a bad person like that, but seriously, if you're that stupid or you can't actually see someone cowering in a corner like that, yeah, basically I don't want to play with you then. So yeah. Another thing with Bloodhound, you're faster when you use Beast of the Hunt. So use that to your advantage. When you're inside one of the last storms, use it. Don't think about, oh, I just used my ultimate to get out of the storm. If you're in one of the last storms, that storm's gonna give you a lot of damage. So if you can't outrun it with your normal pace, just use it. It's better than dying from the storm. Believe me, I know. I've died a couple of times due to that storm, and it's not fun at all. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and you know, all the YouTube things, I'm not even gonna say it. I don't post regularly, so I hope you like the video, and see you in the next one. I bathe in the bluff.